What's up guys, Mr. Fat Slim here. So today we've got a mech review for you, well a mech kit actually, and here it is here. The CoilArt Mage Mech Tricker Kit. It's a mouthful and a half, I know. But yeah, got this through from CoilArt to review as well as the Azeroth RTAs. But I must say, I think this thing is bringing back my love for mech mods. I used to love mech mods. I've not used them for a while because I kind of liked getting unregulated mods. I liked getting the full power the whole time, instead of with your mechs you have to rely on your sense of kind of taste and the kind of visuals of the clouds really to kind of see when the batteries kind of run out and you know when to take it out. Battery safety links will be down below. There's Steam Engine that tells you all about your Ohm's law, which you should know if you're going to even think about getting a mech mod. Battery safety, which you definitely better know before you even try and get one of these. And especially with hybrid mods, you need to be careful. You need a nice long 510 that's protruding enough. I'll kind of explain some of that down below, but look into it a lot if you're thinking about getting a mech mod, and then look at it again and again. And remember, go onto forums, go onto Facebook, all that stuff. There's no such thing as a daft question when it comes to vaping. The only daft question is an unanswered question. You need or an unasked one. So, yeah, I'd suggest kind of watching. There's the Vaping Biker, there's Mark Todd, and there's the Vaping Postman. They all do wee things popping up my phone. They all do videos explaining quite in depth about battery safety and about all that kind of stuff. I know my own limits, but trying to turn it into words for other people just confuses me. But I know my limits. You should know yours before you even think about picking one of these up. So yeah, let's dive down, we'll take a look at it, and then we'll come back up, tell you some pros, cons, and what I think of it. So yeah, be back in a minute. Guys, this is the box that comes in. Usual kind of CoilArt packaging. Mage Mech Tricker Kit. Shows you a picture of the mod. On there you can see where to follow CoilArt. They're on most places, YouTube, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. Turn it round, you've got your little scratch and check thing. Tells you what you get in it, all the usual. So we'll open it up and take off the top, and then you'll see we've got the RDA here, which we'll look at in a little second, and then we've got the mod here. And you usually do get a screwdriver here, but I don't know what happened to it, so it's gone somewhere. But we know what a screwdriver looks like, so we're sorted. In this little bag you get some spare little grub nuts. Well, I say grub nuts, I think they're star heads or Phillips, whatever you like to call it. Got some spare O-rings, and we've got a vape band for some strange reason. I don't like vape bands. Underneath this you get a little thing here, and it says this mech mod is intended for those people with extensive experience and require for a thorough knowledge of battery safety, blah blah blah. It's nice that they include that. I would like to see them kind of include the usual little kind of thing. Who has it's been doing it? I think it's Joytech. They've been including little badges and it shows you what batteries to use in it and that kind of stuff. But then you get this, and then if you turn it around it tells you some information about the Mage Mech Tricker Kits, more or less, or the mech kits. These kits have been out quite a while, the mech kits, or the Mage Mech kits, but I think this colour is new, so yeah, that's it. And it tells you how to use it and stuff. So, put all this to the side, over there, and we'll have a look at the mech mod first. So here it is here. It's a black kinda... Sorry about that guys, I was interrupted by the phone. So yeah, as I was saying, this is a kind of black anodised finish. They're calling it Black Frost. It feels very kind of, I don't know, it feels kind of weird. It feels like a rough coating, and when you turn it around in the light you can see this kind of speckly through it. And it's a really nice finish, I like it. However, mine, I must point out, came with a couple of tiny little blemishes like that. You can just see the copper, and there was another one, I can't remember where it was. But yeah, it feels great. And then on here you've got CoilArt, which is engraved out but then it's got this clear lacquer on it, so it's actually raised, and I think it feels nice. A lot of people don't like the look of it. I personally think it looks great. I think it adds to the look, especially if you've got like a copper dripper on top of that. It looks nice. But yeah, that's that. On top you've got Mage, designed by CoilArt in California, and then you've got your hybrid connection here. Now this can't come off, so it is built into it, and it's a hybrid 510. So remember, please make sure you use a nice protruding 510 pin. What I mean by that is, you see this here, if I focus in, you see this here, you've got this outer bit, and then you've got where your thread starts. Well, where the threading starts, that isn't your 510 pin. This here is your 510 pin. This has to stick out far enough from this threading that it's not going to, your battery isn't going to touch both of them at the same time, because one's a positive and one's a negative, and if that touches it will cause a short. So you have to make sure that this sticks out quite a far bit, and it isn't adjustable, so it isn't pushing in or out like a floating one or that. So please be careful with that. I'll link videos down below for that kind of stuff, but just keep that in mind. It is a hybrid connection, and it's fully copper, so it's a full copper mech, and I tell you, it's quite weighty as well. Your 510, for fuck's sake. Your button, just unscrew like that, and then that's your button throw right there, and it's a dead solid push. It's a nice push. It's solid, but when you set it up, it's not going to weigh. The weight of the mod isn't going to auto fire it. You have to actually push down, and it will fire. So I quite like that as well. And if you want to lock it, that's all you have to do is just turn it back round, and then it's not going anywhere. That's it. Now you can unscrew this bit as well, and this is how you put your battery in and out. So your battery goes in there. And now what I do is, as you see, there's no kind of there's no kind of O-ring or that up there, no insulator or that, so you need to be careful when your battery's in this. What I do is, you see your button has got these vent holes here. These are vent holes. So what I do is I put my battery in positive side facing the button, because then if it's going to vent, the battery always vents at the top, so I put it there. And then if it's going to vent, it's going to vent through that way. So another good thing about the tube is, hopefully you can kind of pick it up. In here is dark. Well, you've got your copper here, and then in there is like a Delrin / plastic kind of tube. That's going to protect you in case you've got any kind of nicks or anything shown on this battery that you shouldn't have anyway, just to get that out there. But it is nice that they've got that there in case you didn't happen to notice you had one. But keep in mind, all the rest of it has to be perfect, and I mean absolutely perfect, because there is no insulator or O-ring down the bottom of that bit there. So yeah, do that. The threads as well, the threads are buttery smooth. Honestly, I've had no issues with these threads at all. They're great, and as long as you keep them clean, you'll be fine. Your button itself, this little part here is a kind of Delrin, and it pushes in and out, so it's adjustable. That kind of takes care of your battery rattle, because as you screw in, this kind of adjusts as it has to put up with the battery, so you're not going to get any battery rattle at all. I've had loads of different Arties on this, and loads of different batteries, and there's never been a battery rattle at all, so that's quite cool. Again, you've got your copper threading around the edge. I have to give mine a little clean, as you can see it's quite dirty. You get your 510 pin there. Now this is adjustable, and if I get this here, I'll be able to show you hopefully. It's a little flathead, so if you adjust that, then it loosens it a bit more. But what I'm going to show you is the button itself. So if you take it apart, what I'd say is push your finger on the kind of flathead, keep unscrewing your button as if you're going to fire it, and then eventually be careful, because it'll pop off any minute. Yeah, it'll pop off. Oh, close. And you've got two magnets here. So you see, you've got those two magnets. What you want is, you want them to repel each other. So you want them to kind of force each other away. And you want one end on this part here. So you want that to go there, so that if this one is above it, it's going to repel it, it's going to push it away, which means you turn it round and you put that in here. But this little bit pops out, your little pin, so you can clean that as well. So that's your little pin there, and that aligns with the little triangle hole in here as well. And once you get that aligned back up, this is how the button works. Because your two magnets are repelling each other, it takes a little bit of effort to put this back in, but that's how your button works, because the two magnets are repelling each other. So it's now a nice kind of throw. It's a weird feeling to use it, and it's possibly one of the best magnetic 510s I've used in a long while anyway. One thing I want to point out is the actual holes for your venting. If I open this up and if I blow through this part here, there's very, very, very minimal air getting through. I don't know if there's even any getting through because I can't feel it coming out, but you can hear a tiny little bit. So I don't know how good the venting is, but as long as you're safe, you should be fine anyway. So we'll set this over here, and then we'll bring in the dripper. Now this is the Mage RDA. You can buy the both of them separate, but this is the Mage RDA. Now on here, it's got a nice tiny engraving of the CoilArt logo. It's just a shame that it's black, because you can't really make it out too good, but it is nice that it's there. You've got 1, 2, 3 airflow holes. This one and this one is for your dual coil setup, and this one is for your single coil setup. So it's really nice they included that. I really do like the fact that you can do that. On the bottom, you see you've got Mage, designed by CoilArt. Yeah, this little screw here is for your negative post, so don't be kind of messing about with that unless you have to. And then your 510 pin is brass, I think it is. It's brass or gold plated, but the whole inside of this RDA is gold plated too. On the top, you've got a little goon style drip tip, so just press fit. You get a nice O-ring in here. Now, the goon drip tips will fit it, because I've got a drip tip here. Where is it? I'm using it on my Rogue just now, but this is a little one from the Desire Mad Dog, and that just pops in like so, and I think they look nice. I really like these kind of drip tips, so it's nicer included in most things nowadays. So if I screw this on to something, I'll screw it onto this just now, and then, as I say, your airflow, you can fully adjust whether you want small air, lots of air, or single coil, and then that closes those two off. So it's quite nice. And then if we pull this off, best way to get that off, by the way, is wobble it from side to side while you're pulling up, because as you see, there's two huge O-rings here, and well, there's two O-rings on a huge kind of deck, but the top O-ring has a tendency to get caught in between the little airflow slots, so they do. They tend to get caught right in here, which is a little bit of a pain. But as you see, it's silver inside, stainless steel, and despite what the outside looks like to be conical, the inside is flat, so it is. But that doesn't stop the flavour, but I'll get into that. So it's nice and smooth again, no problems with that whatsoever. Now onto the deck. Now, as you see, it's bottom airflow, so they come up and they come out of the kind of Kennedy-esque / tsunami style airflow, your kind of kidney holes, your kidney shaped holes rather, sorry. You've got two posts and you've got 4 holes on, well, 2 holes on each post, so you've got 4 holes, and it's quite big holes, to be honest with you. Hopefully I can kind of take you in a little bit. I'll show you what I mean. Excuse the seasickness. So if I focus in here, you'll see what I mean. So you've got your 4 holes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and they are Phillips heads as well, which I absolutely love. It's great that it's Phillips head instead of Allen keys. I've not had much luck with them lately. Yeah, it's a nice one. It's kind of gold plated as well, the whole thing, and juice well. Oh my god, the juice well is mega deep. There's the screwdriver just going in. That is a really deep juice well. It's fantastic. I would love to see a squonk pin for this at a later date, because the pin is away down there, and this would make a great RDA for squonking with. But as you can see just now, I've got CoilArt's own coils in here. They're alien coils, and it's dual coil, and it's coming out roughly at kind of 0.14. Again, make sure you understand battery safety and all that. I know what I can push these to, and I know my limits. But yeah, nice dual coil setup. Tiny coils, but it does me. So what we'll do is we'll wick it up, and then we'll juice it up and come up and tell you a bit about it. So guys, that's us got it wicked up, as you see there. Now, as I was saying down below, sorry for a bit of kind of rambling, by the way. I know I was kind of talking shite for a wee bit. I was trying to think of stuff to say because my head's kind of up my ass. My neighbour up the stair, keep in mind this is a flat, there's one up above us, one below us, and then the same on either side. He decided to get a drum kit and be a little dick, and play his drum kit all day, every day. So I'm kind of annoyed just now, and I'm going to go up there and use him as a drum if I don't get peace. But anyway, on this I'm putting on the last of my Mum's Milk by Cornish Liquids, and this juice is just to die for. Honestly, I love this stuff. But I'll put this on here. Now while I'm talking, please make sure you're using good batteries if you're using a kit like this, guys. Any make for that kind of matter. I always use Samsung 25Rs, my Sony VCTs, either the 4s or the 5s, and I think you've got 5As now or something like that. But good batteries, a nice protruding 510 pin, either it's a tank or a dripper, as long as it's not kind of floating or movable. So yeah, that's us get that wicked up and juiced up. I'll stick the top cap on. Now, as I say, this is a fresh battery in this. It's a Sony VCT4 that I'm using as well. I've got another one sitting there. But yeah, dual coil, so we'll get the both of them fully opened. We'll give it a little try. As you can hear, quite whistly. If you turn that just a tiny little bit so that you're just seeing a little bit of the deck. It stops it quite dramatically. Again, you can adjust the airflow to wherever you want. I sometimes like when they're just halfway open. I sometimes like when it's like that, when they're just halfway open, each of them. But yeah, price wise for this, what I've found is it's usually around about the kind of £50 mark, or 50 odd pound mark. I'll leave a link down to CoilArt, and I'll leave a link down to a couple of UK websites, mainly Vaping 101, I think it is. The best website I've found for stuff so far, honestly, is it's good. Nice and cheap as well. But yeah, is it worth it? I'll give you some I'll give you some pros and cons first. The mod itself, I absolutely love the mod. However, there's a kind of one point that annoys me about it, and it's the button, right? Because you're having to unscrew it like that to use it, and there's no kind of locking mechanism until you properly lock it. Every time you press it, so I kind of hold my mix like that and really hit with that finger or my middle finger, and every time you do, it kind of turns it a little bit. So either turn it towards locking it, which isn't that big of a deal because you'll lock your mod sometimes without knowing. But sometimes I've seen myself not paying attention and just vaping away, and then the next thing I know my button pops out. And that's kind of a bit of pain. I wish it had some kind of locking ring that stopped it from turning all the way, so that it was kind of a little bit better that way. But that being said, the button, the actual movement of the button is nice. This kind of springiness of the magnets, if you like. the way they just repel each other like that, you can feel it. It's a nice strong button. The mod itself weighs a ton. It honestly does. It's really heavy, and in fact, that's my RX 23 with a Rogue clone on top, the Dripper. That's got 3 batteries in it. This has got the 1, and honestly, this is just a bit heavier than that. It's a really solid, sturdy mod. It really is. The logo doesn't bother me. I quite like it. I think it adds to the look of it because you're getting to see the little finishes on your dripper as well. And especially if you've got a copper dripper on there with a black drip tip, I think it sets it apart really nice. So yeah, the mod, fantastic. I love that they include that little sleeve inside as well, in case you've got any tiny little nicks that you've not noticed. The only thing I wish they did was put a little kind of O-ring or something at the top just to insulate it, so that if you had a battery in and had your button on but never had anything on top, you wouldn't be able to short it by pressing the button. That's what I wish for that. The dripper. Now the dripper has got some good points and it's got some bad points. First of all, I'll start with the flavour and stuff, right? The flavour of the dripper is amazing. The flavour really is nice. It's like most other bottom airflow drippers. It matches most of them. It's not making me wow, but it's like, oh, that's really good. It's that kind of vape from it. It's good. And so far, I really like the flavour from it. You're getting everything that you'd expect from your liquids, to be honest. And I think I'm just running out of this liquid. So I'll grab another one. But yeah, the dripper is okay. Now, a couple of issues I'm having with it is the O-rings. The top one especially. The bottom one is fine, but the top one, when you're putting this on, because you've got your slots from your airflow, sometimes it'll get caught, and then when you push it down, you bring it back up and you'll see tiny little specks of your O-ring, like tiny little shards of it just took off, and it's a bit annoying. The other annoying factor is, as you heard, that's loud. That's with the both of them open, just fully. It's really loud. And unlike a lot of other drippers, that's not dependent on what build you've got in it. I've had loads of builds in this because I've had it on regulated mods and stuff. That whistle is always there when it's fully open. It's not until you turn it slightly that it just sounds like a normal dripper. When you turn it slightly, it's really airy still. It's almost, if like a 1 to 10, I'd say it's almost like a 9. That's how airy it is. When you've got it in single coil mode, it's fantastic. When it's in single coil mode, I think that's where this RDA shines. The flavour from it is top notch. It doesn't get hot too much. I mean, even after vaping, it barely gets warm, to be honest with you, not that I've noticed. It can take big chunky coils as well. I mean, there's plenty of room on that deck. I mean, they're only 2.5mm bits that they're wrapped round, and there's still loads of space there. I had quite big coils when I was having it on my regulated mods, and yeah, it was fantastic. I love the fact that it takes the Goon style drip tips. That's brilliant as well. But another thing that's big for me, and I'll try and demonstrate it just now, hopefully it doesn't happen. I'm not one for painting my wicks, right? I love to just grab my bottle and then drip straight down. Sometimes you can do it with this dripper, sometimes. Now hopefully it's not going to do it here. Has it done it? No, it's kind of been alright that time. What I've noticed is, because this is just me as well, I've had nothing but bad luck with drippers that have got bottom airflow, like the Kennedy, like the Tsunami, that kind of stuff. Usually if I drip down, it'll leak out, and this one hasn't done it as much, but it does still do it. I've noticed kind of 7 out of 10 times it won't do it, but then the other 3 it does do it, and it's a pain in the ass when it happens because of the finish of the mod and the RDA. Whenever you kind of touch it, you can always feel the liquid, if you know what I mean. It's as if it's still in there. That's a different flavour. I ran out of my mum's milk, so I'm having to put in some of my apple butter, which is not really the best, but I used to love that stuff, but I can barely vape it now. So yeah, overall, for the money, I would be happy paying it, to be quite honest with you. The negatives are far outweighed by the positives, in my opinion. I love it. Some people are always, a lot of people complaining about that CoilArt. They said they wish it was just round the side and stuff, but I like it like that. I think it looks great, and it's just, I still can't get over how heavy it is. I mean, I've got the Rogue One, one of the Rogue clones, and that's brass, and it's so much lighter. So when you go to this, you feel like you're using a nice, higher kind of priced mod, if that makes sense. But I love it. It's great. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. And what I've been kind of doing is, because it looks okay with the black drip tip, but I prefer using my little kind of Ultim one from Mad Dog. If you put that on there, it's quite kind of tight, but once it's on, I think that looks a lot better. So it does, and it's a bit wider as well. If you see this one, the black one that comes with it, that almost fits in there. But I love this one. So yeah, all I can say is big thumbs up for me. I love it. Definitely worth your money. I think I like it that much that I want to go out and get the resin ones, well, the resin type ones, because they have the 510s that you can take off, and you can give it a good clean and all that kind of stuff. So, and you can mix and match the bits. But yeah, definitely happy with it. So a huge thank you to CoilArt for sending it out. Really do appreciate it. And again, it's the CoilArt Mage Mech Tricker Kit. A lot of people complain about that as well, but personally, I don't care about the name. If it works, it works, and if it keeps me happy, then it keeps my missus happy, who doesn't know I've bought the Rogue One yet, so shh. But yeah guys, thanks for watching, take care, and I'll see you on the next one.